This size is for a quesadilla. This one is for a taco. The word tostada came from toasted. It literally means toast tortilla. I'll show you a trick. Hello friends and family and beautiful people from TELUS Hive. My name is Juan N Beyond and together we're gonna be cooking Mexican authentic tortillas. This episode is super important and essential because through all this season we're gonna be using tortillas in pretty much all episodes. So please save this video and share it with all your friends and family. I'm sure that everybody will find it useful and helpful. And these are the ingredients for today. We're gonna be using salt, maize corn flour, baking powder, and water. We also will need a towel or a cloth to keep our tortillas warm, and a pan, and I'm gonna be just warming or heating a little bit our water so it gets softer. Today we're gonna be breaking down how to make all the different or most common tortillas that we use in Mexico. If you love tacos, enchiladas, flautas, tostadas, this episode is for you. Tortillas are the foundation of Mexican cuisine, essential and simple for every dish. But did you know that not all the tortillas are the same size and thickness? In this episode, we are gonna attempt to do the most common Mexican tortillas, different sizes for different dishes. So let's have fun because you already know, mate is ready, Bruno is ready, that means it's cooking time! Okay, friends and family, so we're gonna use 3/4 of warm water. So I'm gonna put a little bit more just so in case I need it, and I'm going to heat it a little bit. Just I don't need them to be super hot, but I want it to be warm. In the meantime, I'm gonna use a recipient. Okay, we're gonna be using this recipient. Now we're gonna use 2 cups of maize flour or corn flour. I'm gonna try to put everything with the best angle. And then 2 cups. Yeah, and the water is not very hot. I just warm it up a little bit so you guys can see. It is about 3/4, close to 1 cup. Of water. And then let's check. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're gonna use 1/2 teaspoon of salt. A 3/4 teaspoon or a pinch of baking powder. I'm gonna go with a pinch of baking powder. Then, depending on the consistency of our mass or masa, we're gonna add more water or not. So we're gonna use our hands and mix it. Some people like to use oil for tortillas, but I generally don't use oil for my dishes when I cook. We're gonna start using this. Yeah, no, I think we will need to put a little bit of more water. So instead of 3/4, definitely I suggest to put at least a cup if we are following these measures. But like I say all the time, kitchen is to experiment, explore, and try. So don't get frustrated if this happened to you. It's completely normal. Then we can it's looking very sticky, but I'll show you a trick. It's a little bit hard, so I'm gonna try to put a little bit of water. I'm gonna wash my hands so I don't get all my fingers in the water jar. Okay. Just a little bit. Yeah. Perfect. It's looking very good. So this is the consistent that we want to get the maize, the masa. You see, it's not very sticky and we can move it. Perfect. So I think we don't need this anymore. We can wash it. This cloth is to warm our tortillas when they are ready, to keep them warm, actually. So we will need a plastic bag or 2 plastic bags. In my previous episode, I already showed you how to make tortillas, but I did some chilaquiles, but in that episode, I just focused on totopos or crispy tortillas for my chilaquiles. In this episode, I'm gonna be full focus on different size of tortillas for different dishes. This is an essential episode that you will have to save on your account so you can watch it and refer for the following episodes on this season of cooking time. Okay, we're gonna be using 2 plastic bags and 2 plates. So first, let's try with one. We're gonna cut the plastic bag. In half. You can use some scissors or you can cut the plastic bag with a knife. So we're gonna do some balls for the tortillas. Actually, I'm gonna be putting, yeah, this might be a better idea. So we're gonna put the plastic bag on the wood. So the goal is that the tortilla doesn't get sticky. So let's try with this. First ball. In my opinion, this is going to be a big tortilla. We put it on the center. Then we close it. and then we press. Press more. Make sure to expand it. Yeah, looks very good. Let's try a little bit more press so it gets thinner. Perfect. We will measure once it's cooked, but first we want to heat our pan. I will recommend to put in a medium level temperature on your stove so the tortilla have a good time to be cooked and it doesn't burn right away. We won't need the salt and we won't need the baking powder anymore. Okay, let's see if our pan is ready. Yeah, I think it's ready. So carefully we're gonna take our tortilla like this, and then we're gonna put it on the pan. And leave it there until it starts getting cooked. I'll show you. In the meantime, we're gonna do another one. I will say that I will need to check the measures, but let's see. It's always good to turn it a little bit. I will put it even higher. Instead of 5, I'm gonna use 7. And keep turning. Let's bring our towel or cloth closer. I love making my own tortillas because it reminds me the flavors from home. It reminds me all the tradition from my childhood. So when I have time, I like to do my own tortillas. Then we can flip it to the other side. I think that we can have the pan hotter. So I put 8. So instead of putting the temperature of my pan at 5, like in medium, my stove goes from 1 to 10. At first I put it at 5, but then I'm choosing to go to 8. So it get cooks faster, because actually it was taking a little bit longer than usually. So this one is 6 inches. And I'll put my tortilla in the towel, so we keep it warm. Okay, I need to check. This is a tortilla, a standard tortilla, and it's used for tacos. Let's do another one like that. So the bowl, I think, could be, let's see, 3 fingers. And then let's do the same. Let's put it in the middle of our plastic bag. Let's use the plate and then press. I like to press first in circles. Yeah, I like this side because it's thinner. Let me try if I can do the same. So I'm gonna press stronger. Okay. Now we're gonna put it in the pan like this. You have to keep an eye on your tortilla so they cook good and they don't get super burned and they don't get burned. And let's measure it. So this one is actually bigger, so it is 7.5 inches. 7.5 inches. So that means this second tortilla is 7.5 inches. So this tortilla that we did could be actually for a quesadilla. It's bigger, so you will see compared to the other one. And then we're gonna flip it to the other side. I like pressing them and they make a sound like this, look. So this is going to be the quesadilla tortilla, and let's keep it warm. Yeah, definitely we can compare the sizes. This is a taco tortilla, this is a quesadilla tortilla. Look at the difference. So these are the size of a regular taco tortilla, the tortilla that we found on a tortilleria. This is a tortilla that we will do for a good and authentic quesadilla. I mean, these are just very orthodox, let's say, sizes and measures. To be honest, the purpose of this video is just to share this with you, but tacos, quesadillas, tostadas, all came in different sizes. Basically, we're gonna just do those 2 sizes, and the third one is going to be a tostada. So, as you can see, this is the bowl for regular standard tortilla. So the same size, but we're gonna cook it and then bake it so it stay crispy for tostadas. Press, 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 press. And I like to try my best to have the same thickness. So I'll press a little bit on the right side because my left side is thinner, so. And this is just me, that I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna do a close-up. So I'm going to take the tortilla and put it on the pan. Hey, Mr. TJ. Just because they said that it helps to cook even the tortilla. And as you can see, I don't know if made is on the camera, but I have made my dog just smelling and waiting for a tortilla to fall in the ground. Okay, let's flip it, and then we press. Let's find out. This one is 6.5. So according to our notes, let's find out. Oh, just the limit for our tostada tortilla. So we have the 3 of them. I'm gonna preheat and put it, oh, this one is ready. And this is fine because, oops, we're gonna bake it so it gets like a authentic tortilla. Sorry, authentic tostada. So we have 3. This size is for quesadilla. This one is for a taco, flautas, enchiladas. These are the ones that we get on tortillerias, which are the Mexican tortilla shops. Look at the size difference. And this one is actually the same size of the regular tortilla, but instead of keeping it soft, we're going to put it on the oven so it gets crispy. Some people will use oil and fry the tortilla, but personally I like to bake the tortilla to make the tostada. I feel that is more healthy for me, so I'll share that with you. I'm gonna use some cloths to open it, and I'm going to put it broil at 500 Fahrenheit. And I'm gonna preheat it for a second, and then I'm gonna put my tostada in there. So in the meantime, I'll leave this one here because we're gonna put it on the microwave. Sorry, we're gonna put it on the stove, on the oven. We're gonna put this one on the oven, and we want it to be crispy. And then we're gonna do a small, large size tortilla. I'll share a story with you. There's some people that they know how to do tortillas with hand, and basically it's like this. This because it's the end of my maze now, but I'm not very good. Look, it requires more skills to do them by hand. So there are actually some tortilla press that you can find on your convenience store. I have bought so many, but I always ended up giving them to my friends here in Canada because they like it and they feel that it's more difficult to do them with a plate, but it's because they haven't watched this video. So let's press. Look at this. This is a perfect regular size tortilla. Now that is hot, now that the stove is hot, I'm gonna put the other tortilla. I'm gonna put it in this plate and just put it here. And I'm gonna set a timer. I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes so it doesn't get burned. Amazing. This is a regular size tortilla, 5.5 to 6.5 inches. And then the last. So it's gonna be a regular tortilla, like 2 fingers, I will say. Like, look. This is the size that you would like to get. Then this is very simple to use a plastic bag and a plate as a press. And press, even maybe like this. Perfect. Good size. Let's take a look on the tostada. Perfect. This is smelling very good. And we won't need this, so let's start cleaning. We won't need this anymore. Okay, let's take a look. This is starting to get burned. Let's move it and let's put it back. I just flip the tortilla and move it to the lower section in my stove, in my oven, because I want it to be farther from the heat. Let's move this one. Okay. And so we have 4 tortillas. Different sizes, not all perfect sizes, but these ones are perfect for tacos. Oops. Excuse me. That's my timer for the tostada. Let's take a look. So the tostada is ready. Look, it could be either baked or fried. In this case, I bake it. And tostada, as in Spanish, means toast. And yeah, you can see. We have finished and we did, let's see, we did 4 tortillas and 1 tostada. As you saw, we did 3 tortillas that are between 5.5 to 6.5 inches. These 3 tortillas are for tacos, enchiladas, and are regular tortilla size that you will find in a tortilleria, a Mexican tortilla shop. This one that is bigger, as you can see, this one is a tortilla that is 7 inches, but a quesadilla tortilla could be from 6 to 8 inches long. And this one that is actually the same size as a regular tortilla, you can see that, it is a tostada, but we toasted. The word tostada came from toasted. It literally means toast tortilla. And we bake it instead of fried. You can bake it, you can either bake it or fried. In my case, I prefer to bake it on the oven. And let's try them. You can put a little bit of salt, topping. On today's episode, we're just gonna taste them. Let's try our tortilla. We did it. Tastes very good. I like the texture. I love the consistent, and I especially love the flavor. I'm proud of our tortillas. Now let's taste the tostada. I prefer this one. Okay, friends and family, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I mentioned at the beginning, this episode is essential. It's super important because through all this season, we're gonna be using tortilla for almost all the recipes and dishes that we're gonna cook together. So please, please, please save this episode on your library, share it with all your friends and family, and please share your pictures of your own cooked tortillas. My name is Juan N Beyond, and I'm happy to see you in the next episode.